From decline to dignity, a call for reformation. Bismillah. In the name of the Most High, the creator of the heavens and earth. Brothers and sisters, today, I ask you to walk with me, not just through time, but through the mirror of history. Let us look back, not to remain in the past, but to extract wisdom from it, to chart a way forward. Before the rise of Islam, the Arabs were a people consumed by chaos. They lived in what they themselves called jahiliyyah, a state of ignorance, moral darkness, and spiritual poverty. They worshipped idols made of stone and wood, but also idols of ego, tribe, and greed. They were poetic, yes, masters of words, but their poetry often glorified vengeance, lust, and arrogance. They fought endless tribal wars, shed blood over camels and pride. They buried their daughters alive. Women were treated as property, and the strong devoured the weak. And yet, it was these very people that became the torchbearers of justice, knowledge, and faith. Why? Because a man named Muhammad, peace be upon him, was sent, not with wealth, not with armies, but with truth, with a message, with a code of life that redefined their purpose. He tore down their idols of stone and of ego. He united tribes into one brotherhood. He uplifted women. He banned the bottle and the brothel. He taught them that honor lies not in tribe or wealth or skin, but in righteousness. Now let me bring us to today. Let us talk about the black race in the West, a people who were once kings and queens, builders of empires like Mali, Songhai, and Nubia, were kidnapped, enslaved, stripped of name, language, faith, and family. For hundreds of years, the system tried to beat the divinity out of them, and yet we survived. But let us be honest. After slavery, another war began. A war on our minds, a war on our morals, a war on our families. And today, many of us are trapped not by chains, but by choices, by a culture that celebrates the same things the Arabs once did in their age of ignorance. We glorify violence and call it art. We worship money and fame, but neglect soul and spirit. We turn our women into objects and our men into weapons. We intoxicate ourselves, numbing the pain instead of healing it. We fight over streets we don't own while our communities crumble. Sound familiar? Brothers and sisters, we are not savages. We are not cursed. We are not doomed. But we are in need of a revival, just like the Arabs were before Islam transformed them into the most enlightened nation on earth. You are not a nigger. You are not a colored boy. You are not a Negro. You are the original man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. That's not just identity, that's destiny. That is what must be awakened in us again. The rebirth of the black man in the West. In 1930, a man appeared in Black America, a man named Master Fard Muhammad. He came not simply with a religion, but with a mission, to resurrect the black man and woman from the grave of ignorance, self-hate, and spiritual death. He taught that he was the great Mahdi, God in person, and came to guide us into the right path, that we may be successful and see the hereafter. He raised up a student, a bold, fearless man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Just like Prophet Muhammad was a warner and reformer to the Arabs, Elijah Muhammad became a reformer and redeemer to a lost people in the West. He didn't just teach theology, he taught how to eat to live, how to walk, talk, dress, love, and rebuild. He broke the mental shackles of white supremacy. He gave the black man a new name, a new mission, and a new mind. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was not just a religious leader. He was a scientist of human development, an architect of divine civilization. And then came his star student, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a man who has carried this mission into the 21st century with unmatched strength, clarity, and divine guidance. For over 60 years, Minister Louis Farrakhan has been calling the black man back to self, to truth, to God, and to purpose. He too has said what Prophet Muhammad said, the greatest jihad is the struggle against the self. Islamic principles then and now. What principles did Muhammad, peace be upon him, use to reform the Arabs? Monotheism, a return to the worship of the Creator, not creation. Brotherhood, an end to tribalism and racism, no superiority of an Arab over a non-Arab. Family structure, honor the mother, uphold the father, protect the children. Discipline, through fasting, prayer, charity, and sacred knowledge. Purpose, that every soul is born for a divine mission. When you clean up a man, you clean up a woman, you clean up a family, you clean up a community, you clean up a nation. And what did Elijah Muhammad and Minister Louis Farrakhan teach? That God is real, and we are not Negroes. We are the original people of the planet. That unity is our strength, and division is our destruction. That the black woman is not a thought to be degraded. She is the mother of civilization. That the black man must rise, not in gangsterism, but in godliness. That we must do for self, build our own schools, own businesses, create our own systems, do for self or suffer the consequences. So what now? It's not just politics, not just protests, not even just education. We need spiritual reawakening, moral reconstruction, cultural revolution. We need to raise our sons to be builders, not shooters. We need to raise our daughters to be queens, not commodities. We need to love each other again, protect each other again, stand for something again. We were never created to be beggars. We were created to be rulers under God. Just like Prophet Muhammad gave the Arabs a divine code, and Elijah Muhammad gave the black man a divine blueprint, we too must return to divine guidance, whichever path leads to righteousness, dignity, unity, and truth. Because when a people remember who they are and whose they are, there is nothing they cannot overcome. From decline to dignity, from brokenness to brilliance, from Jahiliyyah to Jannah, from the plantation to the promised land. The story is not over. The Reformation has not ended. The future is not something we enter. The future is something we create. The next chapter is us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Peace and power be upon you all.